Guys, I want to say, I've lost count on the amount of times we've had Hung Jury reissued to us in Destiny 2. We saw it a first time, we saw it a second time, a third, and now a fourth or fifth? I don't know. But with all the Hung Juries we have, which one of them has the best godrolls, and which one is the best? In fact, what's even different about them? Today I'm going to go over the 263rd reissued Hung Jury, and going over all the rules that it has from Into the Light to determine if this version of the juries is the king of all Hung Juries. So guys, before we get into it, let me know down below which version of the weapon is your favourite, and what rules that you want or already have, because to be honest, I'm losing track of this thing. It's getting wild. Anyway, without further delay, let's get into it. Now firstly, it's worth mentioning that there are currently two versions of Hung Jury available in the game right now, which you can farm, unless you have any other versions from previous years that you kept. You got the one from Vanguard over at Zavala. At the moment, it's not currently in the Nightfall rotation, so you can't get the Adept rules, only the normal. And then you got the one from Into the Light, which you can get by farming the Onslaught and opening chests. If you're farming a new one from Onslaught, then make sure you activate the attunement as usual, to make sure that you have a higher chance of getting those to drop. You can do this over at the Hall of Champions once you've done the Scout Rifle quest to unlock Hung Jury. Now we have a lot of different versions of Hung Jury. You got the one from the old days, you got another from the old days, you got the latest Nightfall one, the Adept Nightfall one, you got the new normal one, a shiny new normal one, and yeah, the amount of times this weapon has been given to us has really overstayed its welcome. But which one is better? Now considering all of the old versions of Hung Jury don't have the latest loot pool, meaning that they don't roll with shoot to loot and some of the new perks which were introduced over the years, we can safely say that those old ones, in my opinion, just aren't worth having. Which puts us down to the last two. The current one from the Nightfall, which its Adept version is not on rotation, but you can still get the normal version, and the new one from Onslaught. So the Vanguard version, version 3, can roll with two specific perks, which is basically your PVE godroll, which is shoot to loot and kinetic tremors. There probably isn't, at least for me anyway, any other roll that I would have on Hung Jury other than this that I would say is better. So this alone is a pretty strong roll, because kinetic tremors is pretty much one of the best perks to have on kinetic weapons, and with shoot to loot being activated from kinetic tremors, it just makes it a whole lot better, especially when you're in a GM shooting from the back of the map at a distance. The only downside to version 3 is that you have to open Vanguard engrams for the normal version, which isn't too grindy, but you can't get the Adept version until it comes back on rotation, which won't be for a while, so you kinda missed out on that chance already. Version 4 however, the new one, it can roll with kinetic tremors in the 3rd slot instead of the 4th, which is the first time it can do this. And that's good because although we're missing that shoot to loot, we're actually getting other decent perks to replace it. So on one side, you can have a god roll Hung Jury with shoot to loot and kinetic tremors, and on the other side you could have kinetic tremors and something else, but you actually got some decent perks to use for this new version of Hung Jury. And not only that, we also have, in my opinion, a better origin trait where we can get ability energy from final blows with the weapon, and that will just help with the uptime of your abilities more in PvE, but there are a few good rolls to have with the new Hung Jury, and shoot to loot and kinetic tremors on the old version is still by far one of the best combos to have, so if you still have that roll then keep it. Now the rolls you can get on the new Hung Jury in the 3rd slot are rewind rounds, enlightened action, no distractions, rapid hit, shoot to loot, kinetic tremors and loose change. While in the 4th slot, you can get one for all, box breathing, firefly, precision instrument, desperate measures, explosive payload and cascade point. For my PvE god roll, I would go with kinetic tremors combined with either one for all, precision instrument, desperate measures or explosive payload. And I know what you're thinking, you're probably gonna say, well, I may as well just have every damn roll. But to be honest, there are a lot of good rolls. To narrow this down, explosive payload is probably your best choice to go with if you want to take the more chill approach, because it's easier to maintain and you'll just get that 15% damage bonus all the time with no damage fall off. On the other hand, you could use one for all and hit 3 separate adds to trigger a better 35% damage, which may not be that hard with kinetic tremors as long as you have a group of adds nearby, so it would make Hung Jury a good long range ad clearing weapon, but at the same time it could also be harder to pull off if you lack the ad density in the activity that you're playing. So for me, I'll be going with the kinetic tremors and explosive payload, but that's just my personal preference. And with that said, if you do have a shoot to loot and kinetic tremors from the old version, I would still keep that because it's still a solid roll, and to be honest probably a better roll than this. But as to which version of Hung Jury is best, in my opinion, I would have to say the version 3 from the Lightfall, specifically because it can roll with shoot to loot and kinetic tremors, and also the fact that it's an adept weapon. But version 4 is still a good one to go for, especially if you're a new player that hasn't got version 3, because it is a lot easier to target farm. But let me know which weapon and which rules you think are better down below. Otherwise guys, that's all I have for you today. Just another quick weapon rule breakdown, and until next time, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.